Hello guys, today we are going to start to talk about player test automation with Playwright automation tools. Playwright and Cypress are both popular open source end-to-end testing frameworks for web applications, while they share some similarities, they have some differences as well. Here are some key differences, between Playwright and Cypress. As browser support in Cypress, you can run your test only Chromium-based browsers, but in Playwright, Playwright supports testing across all major browsers, including Chromium-based browsers, Edge, and Google Chrome, and also Firefox, WebKit. On the other hand, Cypress supports only Chromium-based browsers. When it comes to testing approach, you can in Playwright, you can execute your test in parallel. You can execute your test or you can test your application in different browsers in parallel, and you don't need to do an extra configuration or effort for the parallel testing like in the Selenium. And also Playwright in Playwright compared to Cypress, Cypress only supports JavaScript and TypeScript for writing tests, whereas Playwright supports multiple languages, including JavaScript, TypeScript, Python, Java, C#.NET, and also that's it. It supports the multiple programming languages, so that's why it can be preferred for the automation test. As for testing scenarios, Playwright supports a wider range of testing scenarios than Cypress, including end-to-end testing, visual regression testing, and browser automation. But Cypress, however, is more focused on end-to-end testing. Community and resources, when it comes to community and resources, both Playwright and Cypress have active communities and the massive communities and good documentation, but Playwright has a little bit larger than more diverse community due to its wider range of language support and the testing scenarios. In conclusion, actually, if you need to test across multiple browsers or need support for multiple programming languages, you can use Playwright. Playwright is likely the better choice. If you primarily need to perform end-to-end testing on Chromium-based browsers, you can prefer a simplified testing approach. Cypress may be the better options. Anyway, let's set up the test environment for the Playwright. Let's go to the official documentation of the Playwright first, of course. Playwright official documentation, and hit the installation link. As you can see, you can find the documentation in different platform and programming language, Node.js, Python, Java.NET. But I would like to use Node.js platform to write my test and execute. All right, if you would like to run your test by using the Node.js, of course you must download and install Node.js. Let's go to Node.js website. As you can see, there are three options for the free different operating systems like macOS, Windows, and Linux. I actually you can download you can download it based on your operating systems. I use the Windows, so that's why I hit on the Windows installer link. Okay, it will be installed soon. Actually, after downloading, you can simply install it by clicking on the next button. It's so simple. It's not the rocket science. It's quite a piece of cake, so you can do it, I'm sure, by simply be clicking on the next button. You can install this program. I don't need to install again because I've already installed it. I closed the tab. And after installing Node.js, downloading and installing, now we can go through the Visual Studio side to be able to integrate Playwright, install and download and install and integrate Playwright into the Visual Studio Code. You can use this simple command. By executing this simple command, you can install Playwright, and you can integrate Playwright into the Visual Studio Code if you use the Visual Studio Code, of course. But of course, there is a better way to integrate Playwright with the Visual Studio Code. Because I think the recently Playwright extension has been added into the Playwright. But of course, first I need to create a folder to write my scripts, of course, and I called it Playwright, of course, and then open this file, open this folder, desktop. Okay, that's it. That's so simple. After opening this file, just simply go to the extension side and type in here Playwright, and hit the first one, Playwright test for VS Code. I've already installed, so I don't need to install again. If you install this, if you install this once, you don't need to install it again and again in this, in different, in different projects. Install once, and you don't need to install again in this string, projects. So let's continue. After downloading this extension, you should do one more thing. Just simply hit the Control Shift and P, and this panel, this drop down will be opened, and these pass this command in this search button, search box, Playwright install. Hit the first one, install Playwright, and this panel, this drop down will be open. This drop down, and you can choose the as I said just before, you can run your task in parallel in different browsers, Chromium based, Firefox, WebKit. You can choose the browsers you would like to run your task in parallel. You can choose, but I don't want to uncheck anyone, because I would like to execute my task in parallel in 3 different browsers. And also you can use you can change the language choice. I would like to use TypeScript. The Playwright use the TypeScript by default, but you can by checking this this checkbox, you can use the JavaScript, but I don't want to use the JavaScript. I would like to use the TypeScript because I love to use the statically typed programming languages. So that's why I prefer TypeScript. Anyway, you can choose as you wish. Anyway, after choosing your preferences, and you can simply click on the OK button. and the Playwright will be installed in your computer soon. But it will actually, in my computer, it takes actually, it took it took a little time. But in your computer, it, you know, if you haven't installed Playwright before, of course it will take a little bit more time in your computer. Actually, don't panic because you haven't, if you haven't installed this tool before, this, you know, your computer, and you know, your computer will install the browsers, WebKit and the Chromium based and the other and many kind of browsers, and also it take some configure, actually it will make some configurations, extra configurations. But if you install it once, in the next, you know, next time, it will take much, you know, it will take much less time. It will take much less time. So that's why in my computer, it took a little time to install the Playwright in your computer. If you haven't installed before, it might take some time. Don't panic, okay? Anyway, after installing, you're ready. You're ready to run your test. You're ready to type and, you know, write and run and execute your test. I would like to show you this command. If you would like to run your test, all your tests, just simply type in the terminal npx playwright test. You can run all your tests. And also, if you would like to run your test in UI mode, you can use this, you know, you can use this command. But if you would like to learn more, you can check the official documentation. You know, the official documentation is the more, you know, trustful things to learn something. So that's why you can visit the official documentation to learn more, and to learn how to install, how to write tests, how to run tests, or and so on, you know. So that's it actually. But I would like to show the framework. As you can see, all these files and configuration files, test file or example test files has been installed into your file. And if you would like to change something in the project, you can change the configuration files. For example, we will learn more about this file in the coming lesson, but I would like to show a little bit. Test directory, it shows the test directory, you know. If you execute or write a task, you need to create your files in the under this directory tasks. And also fully parallel, true, right? This runs actually tasks in you know, in files in parallel. If you convert this false, most probability you cannot run your you won't be able to run your test in parallel. And also you can change the reporter you know, by checking the official documentation. By default, it creates the HTML reports, simple HTML reports. But in the coming lesson, we will generate a very advanced and the interactive reports. Anyway, let's go on. That's it. And also you can configure projects for major browsers. For example, if I delete this delete this, you cannot run your test in WebKit. And also, if you run, actually, if I delete one of them, I cannot run my test in Chromium or Firefox. You know, you can change your browsers by making some simple you know, by making some simple changes in this configuration files. We will take care, you know, we will have a look at, and we will learn more about these files in coming days, okay, step by step. Actually, we can have a look at the example spec file. example spec file. To be able to see the parallel test execution, we can run this example test file. Let's run it. Simply writing mpx playwright test. That's it. Hit the enter. And 6 tasks using 6 workers. As you can see, we have 2 tasks, but it say it says 6 tasks. Why 6 tasks? Because I'm executing these 2 tasks in 3 different browsers, so that's why 3 times 2 6 tasks, right? So that's why it writes in the it types here 6 tasks, because it executes this task in 3 different browsers, Chromium, WebKit, and Firefox. So that's why it types here 6 past. Okay, by default, Playwright executes the task, but in headless mode. What I mean by this, headless mode means you cannot see the browser opening browsers and the UI or something when executing your task. But if you would like to see all the process and UI process when executing your task, you can simply add it at the end of this command, --headed. Let me show you. mpx playwright --headed. It will execute your task in headed mode, and you will see all the UI process when executing your task. Hit the enter. Oh, sorry, there is a problem, I think. Oh, sorry, I forgot the type test. I'm sorry. mpx playwright test and --headed. Hit the enter. Now you will see all the UI process, and as you can see, it executes in 3 different browsers, right? WebKit, Chromium, and Firefox. Yeah, that's it actually for today. That's it. It passed. As you can see again, 6 test has just passed. Actually, I think that's enough for today. In the next lesson, we're going to start to write the task scripts with the Playwright. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next lesson. Take care.